That's how you make the seed stitch version, and now we're going to make the ribbed version. To start, you're going to cast on 48 stitches using the long tail cast on method. Row number 1, you're going to start by knitting 1, and then you're going to repeat purl 1, knit 2 until you have 2 stitches remaining, and then purl 1, knit 1. Knit 1, and then repeat across, purl 1, knit 2. 2, purl 1, knit 2, purl 1, knit 2, and you're going to do that all the way across until you have 2 stitches left. Okay, once you have 2 stitches left, you're going to purl 1 and then knit 1. And row 1 is done. Row 2, you're going to start with a purl 1, then a knit 1, then you repeat across, purl 2, knit 1, and when you get to the last stitch, you're going to purl that. Okay, since we're starting this row with a purl, you want to make sure your yarn is in the front, and go ahead and work a purl stitch, yarn to the back, and then knit, yarn to the front, purl 2, yarn to the back, knit 1. And you're going to repeat that across, so purl 2, knit 1, purl 2, knit 1, purl 2, knit 1. I really enjoy working ribbing because I knit continental, which means I hold the yarn in my left hand. So it's very easy, as you can see, to flop the yarn from the front to the back of the needle and vice versa. Purl 2, knit 1, and then the final stitch you purl, and row 2 is done. Now you're going to repeat those 2 rows until your piece measures approximately 1.5 inches tall, ending after row 2. These patterns were designed for us by Emily Walton, and we do have the written version of these patterns. If you prefer that, you can download them on our website, and I'll put the link below for you. While you're there, go ahead and sign up for email updates, and I will let you know when we have new free patterns. Okay, let's go ahead and work the buttonhole rows. Row 1 of the buttonhole rows is you knit 1, purl 1, knit 2, purl 1, bind off 2 stitches, and then work the remaining stitches in that row in pattern. Start by knitting 1, and then purling 1, then knit 2, and purling 1, and then you're going to bind off 2 stitches. So knit and slip, knit and slip, and then continue on working the rest of your row in pattern. So for row 2 of the buttonhole rows, you are going to work 41 stitches in pattern, cast on 2 stitches, and then finish in pattern. Okay, so once you reach that hole, then you're going to cast on 2 stitches. I'm going to do it the same way I did in the previous pattern by inserting my needle, pulling up a new loop, placing that on there, and then doing it again. Insert needle, wrap the yarn around, pull through and place that on, and then finish in pattern. So purl, purl, knit, and purl, and we've created a little hole. You're going to continue repeating rows 1 and 2 until your piece measures approximately 3 inches tall, or however big you want it to be, and then you're going to bind off in pattern like we did on the previous cozy. Once your coffee cozy is as big as you want it to be, then you're gonna bind off in pattern to finish it. To bind off in pattern, you just pretend you're working the pattern like you normally were. So knitting the appropriate ones, purling the appropriate ones. But you bind off as you go. So work 2 stitches, bind off 1. The next one we're gonna knit, bind 1 off. We're gonna knit this one, bind 1 off. We're gonna purl, you're purling all the little bumps and binding 1 off. I like to keep it kind of loose. You wanna make sure it's not super tight or you won't have a whole lot of stretch in that final edge, and that would be super sad. So continue across until you get all of your stitches bound off. Cut your end, weave in your tails, and sew on your button. That is how you make these adorable coffee cozies. Now it is your turn to go home, grab a good book, your favorite cup of joe, and have a delicious day. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below with your favorite coffee or hot beverage of choice. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.